believe that community, in the end, is what drives all of us. And I want to make community better for people. And music is one of the ways I can do that. My name's Mary Romagnoli. I play mandolin in the band Sweet Yonder, and I'm a member of the DC Bluegrass music community, and I especially am a champion of bluegrass music. I was born in Bethesda, and I grew up in Silver Spring in the Maryland suburbs. I grew up in a musical household. Everybody was in the choir at church, and then I sang a lot. I had a little bit of musical theater in college, but I actually ended up switching to computer science. So time passed, I did some dinner theater, and I got involved briefly in a sea shanty group, and then from there I got into a folk band. I was in this antique store in Berlin, Maryland, way on the eastern shore, and they had this beautiful bowl-back mandolin from 1896, and they wanted like $100 for it. I just thought it was so beautiful, and I bought it, and that was really my first mandolin, although it wasn't quite playable. How did Sweet Yonder come to be? I was playing in a folk band, and I had begun to pick up mandolin. I wanted to play more mandolin, and I had started going to bluegrass jams. And so I had been enough in the bluegrass jams. It was a little bit intimidating, honestly, and I thought maybe I'll do an all-women's group, and I think we could have it could be a good setting for good art form. So that's why I went with all women, and also from a marketing perspective, it made us a little more unique. And then it worked out great because we just had this collaborations. We have a rich bluegrass scene here in DC. We have history to start with. In the 1950s, you had all these folks from the mountain regions, Kentucky and West Virginia and North Carolina. They were all coming up to the DC, Baltimore region because there were loads of jobs up here, and they brought their music with them. If we have, for example, the DC Bluegrass Union, that's this great umbrella group that has tied together all of our smaller groups like the Capital Area old-time bluegrass musicians. They are all based in Arlington. They've been there for years and years. That's just one of many. So the DC Bluegrass Union pulls everybody together, and it's a great, if someone wants to get into it, if you told me, hey Mary, I want to pick up mandolin, I want to pick up guitar, I want to go hang out with you guys on Sunday and learn to play a few songs, it's so easy to do that. My tips for performing on stage is, the first one obviously is to be prepared and be rehearsed. The second thing is to have cheat sheets, big cheat sheets on paper with Sharpie marker. So you know your song, and you know you're going to get up there, and all you need is the first word of the verse. And then the other thing I like to do is I don't look directly at people, I look above them if you're feeling nervous, or I'll single one person out in the audience and sing my heart out to them, especially if it's like a tender song or sad song, and then I find that is helpful. The desire to connect with people drives the art forward, because in the end, we are sharing music with the people who are listening, and we're sharing music with each other. That sense of community is what ultimately drives me to play any music or do any of it, because I feel like it's a human expression, and it's important more than ever to have those kinds of connections.